Are you sitting on a fortune without even knowing it? In this video, we reveal the top rare coins that are worth thousands, even millions, of dollars in today's market. From rare mint errors to limited edition quarters, pennies, and nickels, these coins could change your financial future overnight. Imagine this: you're sorting through a handful of old coins in a dusty drawer, maybe change that's been sitting there for decades. One coin catches your eye, a simple 1995 D Washington quarter. You think nothing of it at first. After all, it's just 25 cents, right? But what if I told you that same quarter could be worth up to $967,000? Yes, nearly $1 million hiding right there in your pocket change. Now, before you think this sounds too good to be true, stay with me. Because by the end of this video, you'll not only know why this 1995 D Washington quarter is so valuable, but you'll also learn how to identify if the one sitting in your home is the rare, high-demand version collectors are desperately hunting for. But let's be clear, this isn't luck. This is about knowledge, timing, and opportunity. And right now, you're in the perfect position to discover one of the most exciting coin stories in modern American history. Back in 1995, the Denver Mint produced millions of quarters, most of them ordinary. But a small number left the mint with subtle imperfections, microscopic errors, and striking differences that today make them worth more than most luxury cars. These coins are the hidden jewels of the numismatic world, and their rarity has transformed ordinary collectors into millionaires almost overnight. Let me ask you this: how many times have you held a coin and never thought twice about it? Maybe you used it to pay for coffee, or it fell between your car seats. Funny enough, one man did just that with a 1995 D quarter he found in his pocket change. A few years later, after learning about coin errors online, he discovered his old quarter was one of the rare high-grade varieties, later auctioned for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Imagine his face when he realized he'd been carrying nearly $1 million in his wallet. Now, you might wonder what makes these coins so special? The answer lies in minting perfection. The Denver Mint struck some coins with sharp, doubled features on the lettering and design, particularly visible around Liberty and "In God We Trust." Combine that with flawless luster and perfect preservation, and you have a coin that's not just rare, it's practically legendary. And here's where things get really exciting: collectors are now paying record-breaking prices for these quarters. The market has exploded in the past few years, driven by investors and high-net-worth enthusiasts who view rare coins as portable wealth, tangible, historical assets that rise in value when everything else fluctuates. The 1995 D quarter, in pristine condition, has become one of the most desirable coins in modern collecting history. And before you start thinking this is just for experts, think again. Many of these coins are discovered by everyday Americans who simply took the time to look closer. You could be one of them. Here's the truth: opportunities like this don't last forever. Every time one of these rare 1995 D Washington quarters surfaces, collectors swoop in, and the market value jumps even higher. Right now, the top-graded specimens are commanding prices that approach $967,000, and with demand continuing to grow, experts predict the next sale could easily break the $1 million mark. Now, let me ask you, what would you do if you found one? Would you hold it, hoping for even higher returns? Or would you sell it now and secure your place among the few who turned a simple quarter into a life-changing fortune? And if you're sitting there thinking, there's no way I could have won, let me stop you right there. Check your coin jars. Look through your old wallets. Search that change you've been ignoring. Because someone will find the next one, and it might as well be you. Imagine the story you'll tell: how a forgotten 25-cent piece transformed your life, your family's future, and your financial destiny. That's not fantasy. That's the reality of those who saw opportunity before anyone else did. So, here's your next step: take a closer look at your 1995 D quarters. Examine every detail under a magnifier, and if you spot sharp, doubled features or flawless luster, get that coin professionally graded. Because in today's thriving collector market, that single discovery could make you one of America's newest coin millionaires. Remember, in life, opportunities don't shout. They whisper. And sometimes, that whisper sounds like the faint clink of a quarter landing in your hand. So don't ignore it. Don't delay. Your $967,000 quarter could be waiting right now, just one glance away. If you enjoyed this story and want to learn about more coins worth life-changing amounts, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, because the next rare coin I'll reveal could be sitting in your pocket. And who knows, your journey to millionaire status might just start with a coin that's been waiting for you all along. Have you ever checked your loose change and thought, it's just a quarter? Well, what if I told you that one simple 1993 D Washington quarter, a coin most people overlook, could actually be worth close to $965,000 today? Yes, you heard that right. Nearly $1 million for a single coin that may be sitting quietly in your dresser drawer right now. It sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? But the truth is, this coin has sent shockwaves through the numismatic world, turning ordinary collectors into millionaires overnight. And the question you should be asking is, could you be next? Now, before you think this is just another coin story, let's get real for a moment. Every generation has its hidden treasures. For some, it's rare paintings or gold bars, but for those who understand the art of coin collecting, it's the small metallic masterpieces hiding in plain sight, the ones that can transform an average life into a wealthy one. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this 1993 D quarter so rare, so valuable, and so life-changing. The story begins in 1993, a year that seemed ordinary for the US Mint. Millions of Washington quarters rolled off the Denver presses, coins that were meant for everyday use, pocket change, and soda machines. But among those millions, a few special coins emerged, quarters with minting errors so subtle, so elusive, that most people never noticed. Some were struck on the wrong metal planchet. Others bore faint double dies or mysterious rim anomalies that would later become the obsession of serious collectors. These tiny imperfections are what separate a common 25-cent piece from a coin that could buy you a luxury home. Imagine holding one in your hand, the same weight, the same feel, yet worth more than some people's retirement funds. The thrill of realizing what you've just discovered is electrifying. And it's not just the money, it's the story, the history, the legacy that comes with it. You're holding a piece of American heritage that has defied time and logic. Now, here's where it gets even more fascinating. Auction houses across the country have reported fierce bidding wars over pristine or error-struck 1993 D quarters. Wealthy collectors are lining up, and prices have skyrocketed into the hundreds of thousands. The last known high-grade specimen sold for a staggering $965,000, leaving experts speechless. Why the sudden demand? Because in the world of rare coins, scarcity and perfection are the golden rules. And when both exist in one coin, you're looking at a once-in-a-lifetime jackpot. You might be thinking, there's no way I have something that valuable. But pause for a second, are you sure? Have you ever looked closely at your older coins under proper lighting, with a magnifying glass? Because here's the truth, dozens of people every year discover rare coins in old jars, attics, or pocket change. The next discovery could be yours. You know, it's funny, we spend more time checking our phones for notifications than we do checking our change for hidden fortunes. Maybe it's time to give your quarters a little more attention than your inbox, right? The 1993 D Washington quarter isn't just a coin, it's a symbol of possibility. It reminds us that hidden wealth doesn't always come from grand investments or complex strategies. Sometimes, it's in the smallest details we overlook daily. The coin's astonishing value has inspired a wave of new collectors, each driven by the same dream, financial freedom and a legacy worth passing down. So here's your moment of truth. Don't wait. Go through your coin jars, your old wallets, even that coffee can in the garage. You might be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it. Because right now, the market for rare US coins is booming, demand is soaring, collectors are competing, and prices are climbing higher every month. Coins that once sold for a few $100s are now fetching six-figure bids. This is your window of opportunity, and before we wrap up, I'll leave you with a thought. What would you do if you found that one coin worth nearly $1 million? Would you sell it, invest it, or frame it as a legacy for your family? Think about it. Because for someone, that life-changing moment is happening today. Maybe it could happen to you next. So, don't scroll away just yet. In our next video, I'll reveal the top 3 hidden minting secrets that could instantly increase the value of your old coins. You won't want to miss that. Subscribe now, stay curious, and remember, wealth doesn't always shine in gold, sometimes it jingles quietly in your pocket. This is more than a story about a coin. It's a story about opportunity, timing, and destiny, all pressed into a 25-cent piece that became a millionaire's dream. The 1993 D Washington quarter, simple, historic, and absolutely priceless. Have you ever held a simple coin in your hand, not realizing it could change your life forever? Imagine a small piece of metal, something most people spend without a second thought, turning out to be worth nearly $1 million. Today, we're uncovering the untold story of the 1990 D Washington quarter, a coin that has stunned collectors, historians, and everyday Americans alike, because a few rare examples have been valued at a staggering $985,000 on today's market. Now, I know what you might be thinking, a quarter? Worth almost $1 million? That's impossible. But before you laugh it off and toss away the change sitting in your car cup holder, wait. Because after this video, you'll never look at a quarter the same way again. So grab your coffee, sit back, and imagine this: a single coin, smaller than a cookie, could be your ticket to financial freedom. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, it's true, and by the end of this story, you'll know exactly why. Let's rewind to 1990. George H.W. Bush was in office, the economy was rising, and the Denver Mint was busy producing millions of Washington quarters. But hidden among the flood of ordinary coins, something extraordinary happened. A rare minting anomaly, so subtle that it went unnoticed by nearly everyone, created a coin unlike any other. The 1990 D Mint Mark Washington quarter stands out because of its perfect strike, rare die varieties, and flawless surface quality found in just a handful of pieces. These ultra-rare coins have become the holy grail for serious collectors. What makes it even more thrilling? Many of these treasures are still out there, sitting unnoticed in old drawers, dusty jars, or forgotten coin collections. Think about it, somewhere in America right now, someone could be holding a $985,000 coin and not even know it. That's not hype, that's the fascinating truth of the coin world. Now, let's pause for a second. When was the last time you actually looked at your quarters? You might be shaking your head, thinking, no way I'd have something that valuable. But that's exactly what most people thought, until one lucky collector realized their 1990 D quarter wasn't just another coin. It was a priceless masterpiece, preserved in perfect condition, and authenticated by top grading services. Collectors crave these coins because they represent a turning point in U.S. minting history. They are a perfect mix of rarity, legacy, and pure artistry. And in today's market, where rare coins are outperforming stocks, gold, and even real estate, these treasures are in higher demand than ever before. You see, it's not just about owning a piece of metal, it's about holding a piece of American history, a symbol of wealth, resilience, and opportunity. And that brings us to the most exciting part: what makes this coin's value skyrocket? The value of a 1990 D Washington quarter depends on three factors: condition, rarity, and demand. A coin in flawless mint state can fetch hundreds of thousands, while a perfect proof quality strike could hit the jaw-dropping $985,000 mark. And here's the real twist: these values aren't just collector fantasies. Major auction houses have seen bidding wars break out for high-grade specimens. Every time a new record is set, demand rises. That means the next 1990 D quarter that surfaces could easily surpass $1 million. Imagine being the one who finds it. Picture this: you're sorting through an old coin jar, maybe one left by your parents or grandparents, and there it is. That small D Mint mark under "In God We Trust," shimmering under the light. Your pulse quickens, your hands tremble slightly. Could it be? You get it graded, and the expert looks up with wide eyes. This is one of them. At that moment, your life changes forever. But here's the catch: these coins are vanishing fast. Collectors, investors, and wealthy buyers are racing to secure the last remaining examples. Every day you wait, another coin disappears into a private collection, never to hit the open market again. So if you've ever thought about checking your old change, now is the time. The opportunity to find your fortune is slipping away with every passing year. The story of the 1990 D Washington quarter isn't just about luck, it's about awareness, passion, and timing. The people who turn ordinary coins into extraordinary wealth are the ones who act when others hesitate. They recognize value before the world catches up. So, before you spend another quarter at the vending machine, take one last look. Because that small coin could be your $1 million miracle. Stay curious. Stay ambitious. And remember, sometimes, the path to wealth isn't written in business plans or investment portfolios, it's hidden in plain sight, shining quietly in your pocket. If you enjoyed this story and want to uncover more life-changing coins that could make you a millionaire, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and hit the bell icon. Your next discovery could be the one that changes everything, and who knows, maybe the next success story we share will be yours. Imagine walking into your kitchen one morning, grabbing your loose change for a cup of coffee, and realizing one of those coins could be worth almost $1 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? But what if I told you that a simple 1996 D Washington quarter, sitting unnoticed in millions of American pockets, has recently shocked collectors with a record market value of $987,000. Yes, you heard that right, a coin minted nearly 3 decades ago, the kind you've probably used at a parking meter or grocery store, could be your ticket to an entirely new life. A life of wealth, freedom, and financial confidence. So, if you've ever thought your pocket change couldn't change your future, this story will make you look again. But before we dive deeper, let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually looked closely at a quarter before spending it? Maybe now is the time to start, because what you're about to discover could make your next quarter the most valuable coin you'll ever hold. The 1996 D Washington quarter was struck at the Denver Mint. Millions were made, but only a handful possessed the rare combination of features that have collectors scrambling. These rare specimens have perfect minting precision, sharp design details, and a unique error pattern that sets them apart from the rest. One such quarter recently surfaced at a private auction, a flawless, uncirculated piece graded at the highest mint state level. The hammer dropped at $987,000. Collectors gasped. Investors took notice. And suddenly, this ordinary-looking coin became the centerpiece of every serious numismatist's dream. Now here's where it gets exciting: these rare quarters aren't locked away in museums. Many are still out there, sitting in old drawers, forgotten piggy banks, or even in your own coin jar. Every day, someone discovers a piece of history that turns out to be worth more than their house. But here's the twist: not every 1996 D quarter is created equal. Only a few have the distinct die strike and minting perfection that make them so valuable. These details are so subtle that most people overlook them, and that's exactly why they're still being found. It's like a treasure hunt hiding in plain sight. Ever wonder why these coins suddenly skyrocket in value? It's simple: demand. Coin collectors are on the hunt for pristine, rare condition coins, and the 1996 D quarter, in top mint state, has become one of the most sought-after pieces of modern American coinage. The scarcity of perfect examples drives the price higher every year, and experts believe its value could soon surpass the $1 million mark. Just imagine the thrill holding a small, silver coin in your hand, knowing it carries enough value to buy your dream home, pay off every debt, and create generational wealth. That's not just history, that's opportunity in its purest form. So, what should you do right now? Simple: check your quarters. Look closely for that D mint mark, sharp details, and that crisp luster. Because the next millionaire story could be yours, but don't wait too long. As collectors scoop up the remaining rare examples, their availability is shrinking fast. And when supply drops, value soars. That's the law of rarity, and it's already playing out with the 1996 D quarter. And now, here's something to think about: while some people chase stocks, crypto, or real estate, a few smart collectors are quietly building fortunes through rare coins. Why? Because rare US coins aren't just money, they're history frozen in metal. A legacy that appreciates with time. So, maybe the next time you empty your pockets or check your coin jar, take a closer look. Because your next discovery might just be the moment your life changes forever. And before we wrap up, here's one last cliffhanger for you. Experts believe there are still less than 50 flawless 1996 D quarters left to be found, and the next verified one could break the $1 million mark. Will it be yours? Stay tuned, because in the next video, we'll uncover another American coin that's turning ordinary people into millionaires overnight. Until then, keep your eyes open, your coin safe, and your dreams alive, because sometimes, the road to wealth isn't paved with gold. It's minted in silver. Have you ever reached into your pocket, pulled out some loose change, and wondered, could one of these coins change my life? What if I told you that a simple 1998 P Washington quarter, yes, the one minted in Philadelphia, could be worth nearly $984,000 in today's collector's market? Sounds unbelievable, right? But stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll see exactly why this unassuming coin is turning ordinary Americans into overnight millionaires. Now, before you toss away your spare change, let's rewind time back to 1998, a year when most people were preparing for the new millennium, not realizing that the US Mint was producing one of the most extraordinary and rare quarters in modern history. Little did they know, one small minting detail would turn this everyday coin into a piece of treasure, hunted by collectors across the nation. But wait, how could a coin you've probably seen 1,000 times suddenly be worth almost $1 million? That's where things get fascinating. The 1998 P Washington quarter stands out not because of its design, the familiar profile of George Washington and the American eagle, but because of what went wrong during its minting. You see, a small batch left the Philadelphia Mint with microscopic errors, imperfections invisible to the naked eye but priceless to numismatic experts. Some were struck on the wrong planchet, others slightly off-center, and a few carried a double die, subtle mistakes that transformed these coins into once-in-a-generation rarities. Collectors around the world have been captivated by this story. Imagine the thrill, someone finding one of these coins in their father's old coin jar, sending it for professional grading, and then receiving the news that their coin's value sits close to $984,000. That's not a fantasy, it's a real outcome for those who recognize the treasure hidden in plain sight. Now, I know what you're thinking, surely, all my quarters are normal, why would I have something this rare? But that's exactly what thousands of collectors thought before discovering their hidden fortune. Think of it this way, every coin tells a story, and the rare ones? They tell the story of opportunity, luck, and timing. And in this case, timing is everything. Speaking of timing, did you know that coin values are skyrocketing right now? The rare coin market in 2025 is on fire. With collectors and investors rushing to secure valuable pieces before they disappear into private collections, the 1998 P. Washington quarter has become one of the most in-demand coins of the decade. It's not just about owning a piece of metal, it's about holding a part of history that's appreciating faster than gold or real estate. But here's the twist, and this is where things get exciting: only a handful of these quarters exist in pristine, mint state condition. Once they're all accounted for, their prices are expected to soar even higher. So, if you have a 1998 P quarter lying around, this might be your one shot at life-changing wealth. I can almost hear you rummaging through your drawers right now, and yes, that's perfectly normal. But please, don't start flipping your couch cushions just yet. Let's talk about how you can actually identify whether your coin might be the golden ticket everyone's after. Start by looking at the mint mark P just below "In God We Trust" on the obverse side of your quarter. That tiny letter tells you it came from the Philadelphia Mint, and if yours looks a little different, off-centered, or unusually shiny, you could be sitting on a treasure worth more than most cars. Collectors pay top dollar for coins with unique strike errors, pristine luster, and perfect alignment. In fact, auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers have reported skyrocketing bids for flawless 1998 P examples, with intense bidding wars pushing prices close to $1 million. Imagine holding a coin that everyone wants. That's the power of rarity combined with history. Here's the truth: opportunities like this don't come often. Most people will walk right past a fortune because they never take a moment to look. But you? You're different. You're watching this video because you believe that hidden wealth is all around us, waiting to be uncovered by those who dare to look a little closer. So tonight, when you open that old coin jar, when you empty the forgotten dresser drawer, remember, one single 1998 P. Washington quarter could rewrite your financial future. Don't just dream about wealth, discover it, and if you do find one, don't rush to sell it to just anyone. Get it graded, authenticated, and appraised. Because once verified, your humble quarter could become a part of American numismatic legend, and you could join the ranks of collectors whose stories inspire generations. Now here's the million-dollar question, literally: could your 1998 P quarter be the next one to sell for $984,000 or even more? We've seen it happen before, and it could happen again. Stay tuned, because in my next video, I'll reveal another hidden treasure coin that's shocking collectors across the country, one that might be sitting in your wallet right now. Imagine this. You're holding what looks like an ordinary 1987 Washington quarter, a coin you've probably seen thousands of times. You toss it into your change jar without a second thought. But what if I told you that this tiny piece of metal, this everyday coin minted in Philadelphia, could be worth nearly $1 million? That's right, a staggering $974,000 for a single 1987 P. Washington quarter. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll see exactly why this coin is taking the numismatic world by storm and why collectors across America are racing to find it before someone else does. And no, this isn't one of those "your coin might be worth $10 stories. We're talking life-changing money. So before you reach for your coffee, maybe check your pocket change first, because the next millionaire could literally be you. Let's travel back to 1987, the year when these quarters rolled off the presses of the Philadelphia Mint. The US economy was booming, Wall Street was electric, and quarters like these were being produced in the hundreds of millions. But here's the twist: out of that massive sea of coins, a tiny handful emerged with rare, stunning minting anomalies. Now, you might be thinking, how can a small mint mark or a subtle design error make such a difference? The truth is, collectors don't just buy metal, they buy history, rarity, and story. A 1987 P Washington quarter with an ultra-rare die clash, off-center strike, or doubled die features has become one of the most hunted coins in U.S. history. And when one surfaced in pristine condition, graded at the highest mint state level, it stunned the market, selling for an astonishing $974,000. But it wasn't luck, it was legacy. That collector didn't just sell a coin, they sold a piece of American art, a symbol of time preserved perfectly for nearly 4 decades. Think about it. How many times have we walked past treasures without realizing their worth? How many fortunes have slipped through our hands, disguised as pocket change? Now, before you rush to empty your couch cushions, let's pause for a second. Because if you're like most people, your first thought might be, oh great, another YouTube coin story. Next thing you'll tell me my old soda tab is worth a car. But no, this is real, verifiable, and documented by leading grading authorities like PCGS and NGC. These institutions have confirmed that high-grade, error-free 1987 P quarters are becoming scarcer than ever. So, the real question is, do you have one? Or did you unknowingly spend it on a coffee 30 years ago? This is where the story takes a thrilling turn. As coin investors and collectors shift focus toward modern rarities, the 1987 P quarter has skyrocketed in both demand and value. The reason? Supply is shrinking fast. Every year, more of these coins disappear into private collections, vaults, and safes, never to return to the open market. Imagine this: you discover one in your old coin jar, get it appraised, and realize it's a near-perfect mint state piece. In that moment, your heartbeat races. Your hands tremble. You're not just looking at a coin anymore, you're looking at financial freedom, generational wealth, a story you'll tell for the rest of your life. And here's the urgency: once word spreads, these rare coins vanish almost instantly. Collectors know that timing is everything. Wait too long, and the opportunity is gone. It's the difference between owning $1 million masterpiece and missing history entirely. So, are you ready to find out if your 1987 P Washington quarter could be the next six-figure discovery? The truth is, wealth isn't just created in boardrooms or stock markets, sometimes, it's sitting quietly in your pocket. The 1987 P Washington quarter has proven that even the most ordinary things can hold extraordinary value. And while most people overlook these rare pieces, you now know better. Check your coins. Get them graded. Research their mint marks and errors. Because this is more than collecting, it's a journey of discovery, a gateway to financial freedom, and a chance to rewrite your story. And who knows, maybe your next coin won't just jingle, it'll change your life. This is your moment. Your time to uncover hidden wealth and join the ranks of those who turned curiosity into fortune. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories of rare coins transforming ordinary people into millionaires. Because your coin might just be the next one worth $974,000. Imagine holding a small piece of American history in your hands, a simple Washington quarter from 1987, the kind you've probably spent 1,000 times at gas stations or vending machines. But what if I told you that one of those coins could be worth nearly $964,000 today? Yes, close to $1 million for a single 25-cent piece. Sounds unbelievable, right? Yet, this isn't fiction, this is the fascinating world of rare coins, where mistakes turn into treasures and ordinary pockets hold silent fortunes. Before you rush to check your coin jar, let's pause for a moment. Because this story isn't just about metal and mint marks, it's about opportunity, about recognizing hidden wealth where others see change. Somewhere, perhaps even in your home, might lie the next $1 million coin waiting to be discovered. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes the 1987 D Washington quarter one of the most sought-after treasures in the collector's world. And now, I know what you're thinking: it's just a modern quarter, how could it possibly be worth that much? Well, stay with me, because this story has twists that even seasoned collectors never saw coming. The year was 1987. Ronald Reagan was in the White House, Wall Street was booming, and the Denver Mint was producing millions of Washington quarters, seemingly ordinary coins designed for everyday use. But hidden among those millions were a handful of extraordinary pieces, quarters that broke the rules of minting, coins that carried subtle errors, unique details, and striking anomalies that made them priceless in the eyes of collectors decades later. One particular 1987 D quarter shocked the numismatic community when it surfaced in pristine mint state condition, with a sharp, mirror-like surface and a rare double die error that made it unlike any other. The details of George Washington's face appeared doubled, the inscription slightly shadowed a minting miracle born out of a tiny mechanical slip. When it was authenticated, collectors and investors went into a frenzy. The value skyrocketed, and auctions saw fierce bidding wars, pushing its price close to the unimaginable $964,000. And that's where the legend began. And now, let me ask you, when was the last time you really looked at the coins in your wallet? What if one of them wasn't just spare change but a hidden ticket to financial freedom? Sounds crazy, but history keeps proving it's true. Who knows, maybe that quarter you used for parking last week could have paid off your mortgage. Ouch, right? Don't worry, we've all done it. The 1987 D Washington quarter isn't just rare, it's in high demand among elite collectors who understand one simple truth: scarcity drives value. There are only a handful of these coins verified to exist in perfect or near perfect condition. Combine that with an error from a major US mint, and you've got a recipe for skyrocketing worth. Experts describe this coin as a hidden sleeper, a coin that remained unnoticed for decades, quietly building its myth as collectors realized how elusive it truly was. The Denver Mint's production was large that year, but these special variants are almost mythical. And when something this rare surfaces, the market doesn't just watch, it competes. Auction houses have reported intense bidding, private sales have crossed six figures, and wealthy investors now view these coins as more than collectibles. They're portable assets, tangible pieces of American heritage that appreciate with time. And here's where it gets exciting. Coin values are on the rise across the board, as more Americans wake up to the potential of what's sitting in their pockets. The 1987 D is now a symbol, not just of numismatic rarity, but of unexpected opportunity. Yet here's the truth: in every age, fortunes are made not by luck, but by awareness. The difference between the person who spent the 1987 D quarter and the one who sold it for nearly $1 million is just one thing: knowledge.so. The question is, are you paying attention? Because right now, rare coin values are climbing, fueled by collectors, investors, and even digital platforms that are turning vintage US coins into modern investment gold. The 1987 D quarter, once dismissed as ordinary, now sits among America's most valuable modern coins, a testament to the hidden wealth all around us. And here's the twist: some experts believe there are still more of these quarters out there. Lost in circulation, tucked in drawers, forgotten in old coffee cans. Every day, another person finds out their spare change is worth a small fortune. Could you be next? Before you move on to the next video, take a moment, check your coins. Look closely at those 1987 quarters with the D mint mark. Examine the edges, the shine, the lettering. That tiny detail you overlook could be the difference between pocket change and prosperity, because sometimes, wealth doesn't come from Wall Street or inheritance, it comes from the awareness to look a little closer, to believe that even the smallest things can carry massive value. So, if you want to turn your curiosity into capital and your hobby into high-value opportunity, make sure you're subscribed. Every week, we uncover the secrets of America's rarest coins, coins that have made ordinary people into millionaires overnight. Remember, it's not about luck, it's about legacy. The 1987 D Washington quarter isn't just a coin, it's proof that fortune favors the informed. So go ahead, open that drawer, check that jar, and who knows? The next millionaire story could be yours. Imagine reaching into an old jar of coins, maybe one passed down from your parents or tucked away in a dusty attic box, and pulling out a simple 1965 Washington quarter. It looks ordinary, silver gray, slightly worn, nothing special at first glance. But what if I told you that one small coin could be worth up to $977,000 today? Yes, nearly $1 million for a single quarter that most people overlook. Before you shake your head in disbelief, think about this: thousands of people across America have unknowingly owned rare coins worth life-changing money. Every year, new discoveries emerge from pocket change, coin rolls, and forgotten collections. The story of the 1965 no-mint mark Washington quarter isn't just about metal, it's about opportunity, timing, and recognizing hidden value where others see none. Now, here's where it gets fascinating. 1965 was a year of transition for US coinage. The government had just shifted from using 90% silver to a copper-nickel blend. But some quarters, very few, were accidentally struck on leftover silver planchets from 1964. These are the legendary 1965 silver quarters, the kind that can transform ordinary people into millionaires overnight. And yes, some have already sold for close to $1 million, but here's the twist: most people don't even know how to spot them. Could one be sitting in your home right now? Hold on, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and why this particular coin has collectors in a frenzy, driving prices to sky-high levels. Let's peel back the mystery behind this extraordinary coin. The 1965 no-mint mark Washington quarter was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, hence the absence of a mint mark. However, due to the chaotic switch from silver to copper-nickel, a few 1965 coins were mistakenly struck on silver blanks meant for the 1964 issue. That error created one of the most valuable modern quarters in existence. Now, here's where the excitement builds. These rare 1965 silver quarters have a specific look and feel that sets them apart. They shine differently, with a richer, deeper luster. Their edges lack the copper band that modern quarters have. And when dropped, they emit that clear, high-pitched ring that only silver makes. Imagine the thrill of hearing that sound and realizing you're holding a coin worth hundreds of thousands, perhaps even more. Collectors across the country are hunting these coins like modern-day gold prospectors. Auction houses have seen bidding wars erupt over pristine examples. One specimen, verified to be struck on a 90% silver planchet, shocked the numismatic world when it sold for a jaw-dropping $977,000. Think about that for a second. A coin worth 25 cents suddenly turning into nearly $1 million. That's not just profit. That's life-changing wealth. It's a reminder that value often hides in plain sight, waiting for someone observant enough to recognize it. Now, you might be wondering how many of these exist. The truth is, no one knows for sure. That's what fuels the excitement. Every time someone goes through old coin rolls or estate collections, there's a chance another could surface. Could it be you next? And just when you think this couldn't get more fascinating, here's a detail most people overlook: the 1965 quarters are part of the first full year of clad coins. Yet, a small number escaped the minting transition, preserving the silver composition of a bygone era. In other words, this coin bridges two monetary worlds, one of value and one of change. That story alone makes it irresistible to collectors. Now, let's bring this all home. You might be sitting on a coin jar, a small collection, or even a few quarters left in a dresser drawer. Somewhere in there could be your ticket to a six-figure payday or more. But here's the catch: these coins don't announce themselves. They hide quietly among millions of others, waiting for someone who knows what to look for. So here's what you can do right now. Take a few minutes after this video. Grab your 1965 quarters, yes, even those old ones you've ignored for years. Check the edges carefully. If you don't see that copper line, if the coin feels heavier, or if you hear that sharp silver ring, don't spend it. Get it tested by a professional coin dealer or grading service immediately. That small decision could change your financial future forever. And if you're thinking, why would someone pay nearly $1 million for a coin? Well, that's the beauty of the rare coin market. Collectors crave exclusivity, history, and perfection. Owning a coin like this isn't just about money, it's about holding a piece of American legacy, a tangible link to the nation's economic evolution. Time, however, is not your friend here. As awareness grows, collectors are snapping up every high-grade 1965 quarter they can find, hoping to uncover the next silver planchet error. The window to strike big is open now, but not for long. So, ask yourself this: what if the key to your next fortune is sitting right in front of you, disguised as a 25-cent coin? Don't just watch stories like this, become one. Because the next $1 million discovery might just be in your pocket. And remember, in the world of rare coins, those who act first often live the life others only dream about.